this unique and unusual vehicle has been 8 years in the making. It's a replica of the classic Dymaxion automobile. Only 3 were made back in the 1930s, but now there's a 4th one here in Nashville at the Lane Motor Museum. And David Yando is going to tell us more about it. Wow, this is quite a vehicle, David.
It is. It fits our collection very well.
Absolutely. Well, 1930s, somebody was very forward thinking to come up with this idea of a 3-wheeled vehicle shaped like this.
Right. There were a handful of people playing with aerodynamics at the time, but they really didn't understand. Airplanes hadn't been around that long, and just the general shape of a teardrop was what most people were inspired by. Insects and raindrops were the inspiration for most aerodynamic vehicles.
So why did they only make 3?
They were built on consignment, and funding ran out. There was an unfortunate accident with car number 1, which this is a replica of, and I don't know if that scared off investors or whatever happened. Car number 2, the investor backed out, so that became Mr. Fuller's personal car, and car number 3 was sold as it should have been, and it was later destroyed.
Wow. So why did you all want to take 8 years to do a replica of this particular automobile?
Well, our director and the museum in general, we like unusual cars. We're mostly European, but the handful of American cars that we have here are generally prototypes, and we have other aerodynamic cars. It's just a passion of our directors, Mr. Lane, and if you can't buy something, you can't find it, he'll have it built.
Wow, so. That's what he did with this. Let's talk about some of the features, David. I thought on the top of the vehicle, I was like, what is that? And we finally figured out it is what?
It is the rearview mirror. A lot of people see it from the front and think it's a spotlight, but it is the rearview mirror. If you think about it, you really can't see very well behind the vehicle, especially if you're having to make a turn to back up out of a space. So if you look up from the inside, you can see a little window through the roof and a handle on the bottom of the mirror, so you could twist it around and see what's behind you on either side, and works fairly well. That
is so cool. It has 1 large headlight.
1 large headlight. Later cars had 2, but they were close together like on a Saturn was.
And it looks like it's outfitted in some sort of a beautiful wood.
Yes, the structure was all wood. There's wood ribs, just like a canoe would have been made. And we had a fabricator in the Czech Republic did the wooden portion of it, and then another fabricator did the metal skin.
Wow. Now, is the roof a convertible roof?
It is a convertible roof. It may have been for ventilation, it may have been for time-saving purposes. They may have been rushing to complete the car number 1, so they may have just made it out of canvas to make it quicker.
Wow. Well, this is just one of many unusual automobiles you have here. When you look around the showroom, I don't know which one would be my favorite. David, I love them all.
And people ask me all the time, what's my favorite? And it sort of depends on the weather and where I've got to go.
Yes, exactly. Well, people are welcome to come down and see not only the Dymaxion, but all of these automobiles.
Oh, sure.
What are your days? What are you open?
We're open 10 to 5, 5 days a week, but not a typical week. We're open Thursday through Monday. So we're open on weekend days, but we're closed on Tuesday and Wednesday to give some of our staff a chance to have a weekend of their own, and also it gives us time during the week that we can rearrange so that we have fresh exhibits whenever people come back to visit.
So you don't have to make an appointment, you just come on?
No, absolutely not, unless you have a large group, and then it's nice to have some heads up.
Absolutely. And what's the address?
We're 702 Murfreesboro Pike.
Great. Definitely come down, check out not only the Dymaxion, but so many other cool vehicles here at the Lane Motor Museum. And we're going to put all their information on our website at newschannel5.com.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. Very cool to see that. And I've not gone down there, but I've heard great things about that museum. So a nice little treasure for Nashville.
You and Taylor ought to make a trip.
Yeah, maybe so. Really, and I was trying to figure out if that was the Mark I from Speed Racer that I saw.
It looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
For sure. Well, the car heads to Amelia Island today for a couple of weeks. It'll be back to take up permanent residence at the Lane Motor Museum on the 26th of this month.